Hello everyone, I am Ben the Bold, and you are watching the very tall Sicily campaign that we are doing. We are going to again focus today, I think, on just helping to grow our population and our power base on the island of Sicily. That is kind of the theme of this campaign after all. We also need to get more political influence, because let's be real, this 1.59 just ain't cutting it. I can look around. It's still my Philosophus who seems to be giving me the most trouble. Let's go ahead, get a new omen. Let's see. How much money am I making per month? Almost 30 gold per month. I'm getting some popularity. Good stuff. Also, for those of you who saw the last episode when I had that achievement for going to the Olympics, and I was like, I've gone to the Olympics a lot of times. What is it for? Well, I did check it out. It's for going to the Olympics 10 times. I'm surprised I haven't gotten that already, because I've played a lot in Greece where I keep sending people to the Olympics, but oh well. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do, let's do the national tax rate up by 10%, or by a bunch of percent. It's like 20-something%. I think that's going to be great for what we're doing. Let's see, that gives us 35 gold per month. Wonderful. I would like to, of course, rein in Sardinia again. They did escape from being my tributary. I'm also trying to build up a war goal, or a war chest, in case I do inevitably want to go to war with Rome. In fact, I do want to go to war with Rome. The question just is when, and can I ever do it maybe when they have those 75 cohorts of theirs maybe up in the north fighting in a separate war. I would love it if we could catch them at a time when they are fighting someone else and allow us to kind of backstab them just a little bit. I do have a new oratory advancement. It's going to increase my civilization level as always. War score cost goes down 10%, which is also great. Smear reputation cost, that's fine. Monthly loyalty, that's okay as well. Let's check out some of our inventions. I think I'm going to go with capital trade route. I think that's all for now. Let's see what that capital trade route does, if anything. I can just trade some more, and I'm sure that's my grain. Yeah, of course. I can trade some more of my grain into Sicilia. Looks like I could have 2 citizens appear. That sounds good. I'll do the citizens. Let's have some citizens appear. I'm also going to go ahead and build another library here. Let's check out, yeah, so that's just going to help me get a few more citizens. Let's check out under the nation overview. I have about half my population are slaves. I would really like to push half my population to become citizens rather than slaves. I think that means I just need to build some more cities, which I have kind of started to do, and in fact I could afford another. So let's take a look. Is there anything else that just like screams, hey, this should be a city? What about this place? Acre. I want to make sure I have alright, so I do have 2 sources of horses. Sources of horses. So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a city as well. Yes, I'm going to do that. Found a new city in Acre. That, and then I will, of course, hopefully build lots of libraries here, pump that citizen value up as much as I can. Any more places that just scream like really good cities to be built? I know I can't build them yet. Maybe here? We'll see. I'm still tempted to try to turn Epirus into a feudatory. Of course, they don't build a lot of boats, which is fine. Having a good, strong feudatory ally over in Greece is helpful. Of course, really what I'm interested in is taking this land off of Rome, distributing it to my feudatories, allowing them to grow nice and strong, so that I have even more of a buffer between Sicily and Rome than I do now. Actually going to increase the speed a little bit, since most of what I'm doing at the current moment is just kind of rebuilding our country. Helping it grow nice and tall. People want to trade all their grain, or all of my grain to them. But I don't necessarily want to do that. Actually, I'm looking to get more grain back because I'm having trouble feeding my own population. I can get wine from myself. Yeah, I'll do that. We have a civic advancement. Population capacity rises again. Import value up by 10%, that's great. National citizen output up by 5%. National slave output up by 5%. I like all of those. Let's first do the import value. And then the citizen value. And then, you know what, while we're at it, the slave value. So I actually took all three of those inventions, one after another. It's good timing. Let's check out our trade. See, are we trading away grain? We are. Sicania is trading away some grain to Siculia, actually a lot of grain to Siculia, as well as grain to you. Bisatis or whatever. So let's go ahead and, unfortunately, I'm just going to cancel that trade route. Does that not help me get any more food? Oh, now it lets me trade some food. Alright, yeah, I'll do that. So now they're trading each other food. How fun. Any other inventions? No, not at the moment. These troops should be nice and disciplined. They're very experienced. Let's keep just getting that war chest up. I might think about hiring all these mercenaries that I left in Corsica and ready them for the invasion of Sardinia, excuse me. Nice little mercenary bank I have up here. Let's check out what they have. Oh, I'm gonna lose 50 gold no matter what. Let's just have him flogged. Just gonna lose some health. They only have 31 cohorts with 33,000 troops. They have 27 with 30,000, so I think we could win that fight relatively easily. Of course, Epirus wants some grain. I don't think I'm going to trade them any grain. Our aggressive expansion is ticking down somewhat. If you didn't catch the last episode, we used our very large navy to actually go slave raiding. That was, after all, one of the main reasons why we wanted to go down this Victor's Spoil, so that we got the slave raid ability and we're able to just push slaves into Sicily. When our aggressive expansion ticks down a little bit more, we will of course do that again. Looks like we're going to get 62 gold, or we could have local population up, plus we could have some citizens up here in Messana. You know what? Let's go ahead and just have some citizens up here in Messana. That sounds fine to me. We can be friends with one of our feudataries. That sounds good as well. I'd love to expand our feudataries' influence. What about you over here in Dalmatia? Oh, you're allied with Macedon, I forgot. That gives you a huge advantage here. Although, how many troops does Macedon have? Macedon doesn't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of troops. Okay. Alright, I see you over there, Macedon. Yeah, I think diplomatically it's Sardinia where our next adventure lies. That's for sure. We currently have almost full manpower. Looks like our city has happened. So we can build nine things there. Let's also look. Anything else to be traded? No, we can just trade more. We can just trade our grain back and forth. So let's go ahead and build more, some libraries first of all. I'll build 4 libraries, and I will build 3 academies. Let's actually go ahead and build 6 libraries. Of course, right now our desired ratio is 35, 35, 30. That's eventually going to be closer to 50, I think, here. 25, 25. I want to just look, see if there's anything. I definitely like this loyalty of subject states, but every now and again I just like to check out what we have. Monthly war exhaustion, primary culture happiness, popularity gain. What about up here? Casus Belli, aggressive expansion change -5. Okay, what do I... Oh, do I even have any oratory ideas? No, I don't. Either way, that's not a terrible oratory idea. Of course, I don't want to take it because I am looking at just, I guess, civic ideas. So what kind of civic ideas are there? I could get another province import route. I could get 3 plus 3 capital import routes, although not super worried about that because I can just pay for that with political influence if I want. Global monthly food modifier up by 5%. Okay, I see you. Although that... I like that national citizen output. National slave output I might think about changing. Province loyalty. Or, no, I think I'm actually just probably going to stick it out with these ideas. For the rest of the game, unless something ooh, pop conversion speed, although that's... Omen power up by 20% is pretty good, but honestly, I actually like the kind of national ideas that I have. I think that's going to be fine. I'm up to 31% of my population as citizens. We can push that higher, and hopefully we'll do so in this episode. Is there anyone willing to trade like cloth with me? I mean, Latium, but they don't really like it. Like the idea of that. I can get another military tradition. I gain military experience so fast, I don't necessarily mind getting another military tradition real quick. Even though I know that eventually I'm going to be hiring a bunch of mercenaries. I still can't get heavy infantry, so I don't necessarily know if I want to push down this line. Mercenary cost down by 15%. That's huge. Arms for hire. Alright, so I'm going to do this. This is a very helpful mercenary line, if I remember correctly. Alright, so if I went all the way down the line, I could get that deep coffers twice, which is good. I get archer discipline up. I'm going to go ahead and have it so that my next one will help me with the mercenary recruitment cost down by 50%. Oh, so mercenary recruitment costs, and that one is mercenary maintenance. Recruitment cost isn't as big a deal, but the morale of armies, and plus the, well, heavy cavalry maintenance does me no good because I have no heavy cavalry, but, oh well. We're working our way down the tree. We gain it really quickly. Let's put you in charge. You're pretty good. Omen power up by 14%. War score cost down by 10%. Yes, please. Will anyone, seriously, anyone out there in the world trade me some iron? Athens? Nope. 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 Send you off to go to the Olympics. Good luck. I hope you win. What about horses? No, I'm not interested in horses. What about steppe horses? Nope, of course not. Anything cool like amber? Nope. Earthenware? Nope. Gain some stability, that's great. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of political influence to... Oh, I guess I already have a claim on that, so I don't need to fabricate a claim. Olympics Games have concluded. That's wonderful, I guess. Let's go ahead and come here and hit this Install Provincial Procurators. Just make our pops a little bit more efficient. Want to hit that button quite often where I am. Maybe let's go ahead and build another 2 megapolirines, since I have the money. Unfortunately, our king has gotten an infection. Let's check out his line of succession anyway. You're married, you have lots of kids. Perfect. Omen power. I'm going to once again go with that national tax rate. Seems pretty decent indeed. After all, we're about to get another military advancement. Just got it. Morale of armies up is always a good thing. Fortified camps, we get some fort defense up, siege engineers. Okay, all of these I'm willing to get. Army maintenance ain't going to help us too much because we're not paying a ton in army maintenance, only 4.53, but just in case we decide to keep building on our army, I will go ahead and grab that, as well as the siege defense or siege ability up. So we can gain 2 legitimacy and have a new person become Philosophus. Or we could just gain some... Let's see. Are you very loyal? You are pretty loyal. You don't seem to have... No. Send this raving lunatic away. He's not super great at what he does. So I think in the next war, it's going to be on Sardinia, and it's going to be relatively soon. Maybe even we'll start it in this episode. We'll just have to see which way we go in the next 10 minutes or so. But I think I'm definitely going to want to kind of distribute this land amongst feudataries, especially since maybe I could convince some feudataries to trade me some iron, since they do have 2 provinces, or 2 little settlements here who produce iron. Researcher needed. Let's go ahead and hire someone nice and loyal. Oh, speaking of our religious researcher, we have a religious advancement. Again, omen power up. That's great. We can get another invention that will increase omen power plus manpower up. Probably pass on the manpower for now. I'm liking you. You're really loyal. Let's go with you. Yep, unfortunately you're losing loyalty every month, but that's alright. And we'll take the omen power invention. It's going to cost me some money every month to, or some political experience to hire some mercenaries, but I'm going to start saving my political experience to go ahead and hire. I need about 40 political experience to hire these 4 mercenary bands, and that is, I think, going to make up my invasion force of Sardinia. So at this point, I'm just going to wait until I have about 40 military experience, and then you will see me start the invasion process again. I think that they should be enough, plus any help from my loyal feudataries, the ones who will come join me. And I'm just going to let them know that any feudatory who comes and joins me, I will reward them graciously with land in Sardinia. That will be very beneficial to them. I'm going to go ahead and build 2 libraries here. Make that 3 libraries there. We're still looking really good as far as our populations go. Yeah, we have a few other culture pops. Nothing that a theater here and there won't fix. In fact, I am just going to go ahead and build a theater in Syracuse. Hire a new strategist, someone nice and loyal. You're very loyal. Although this is actually one that I want him to be, him or her, to be, no, actually I guess for civilized nations it's just him. I've been playing a lot of barbarian, I've been playing in barbarian country. I've taken the Iceni created Albion in another playthrough. You should definitely watch that one as well, because I've taken over all of Great Britain and actually moved into Germany as well as most of Northern Gaul. That one I am playing the opposite of tall. I'm seeing how wide I can be, starting out with a very small tribe and trying to take it into something pretty powerful. We are just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Rome in that playthrough, that's for sure. And Rome has actually expanded a little bit, definitely more than they have here. Either way, I definitely want to go with someone decent because if you take a look at that office, that actually does mercenary army maintenance down by 9%. And as you can tell, I'm about to hire a bunch of mercenaries, so I want that to be relatively low. I'll go ahead and take the commerce value. No, yeah, commerce value up. And I'm going to build another theater here, just because I do have lots of foreign culture pops in this city. Just under a quarter of the city is a foreign culture. Let's make sure we change that. I have about 5 aggressive expansion. I think that that means it is time to come slave raiding, this time on the Carthaginian coastline. Unfortunately, we have had a death. Another researcher goes by the wayside. You're super loyal. I'll definitely take you. And let's go slave raiding, get some Carthaginian pops. Although, would it actually be smarter to go over to Macedon and slave raid there? That way I wouldn't have to worry about culture converting. That would be smarter, but you know what? Sometimes you play easy, not smart. So we've taken 5 aggressive expansion, but a couple slaves there. I'll click the button one more time. I don't really want to get above 15 aggressive expansion. Let's click the button. We would get another slave. Actually, I'll click it again. I'll come once again up the coastline. Hit the slave raid button. Oh, would you take a look at this? I'll gain 5 aggressive expansion, but look at all of the slaves. So I would take, what, 1, 2, 3. All right, so just 3. It looks like a lot more because it gives you one line for, hey, this person becomes a slave, and then, hey, it moves to Syracuse. But let's go ahead and move 3 more slaves to Syracuse, and let's go get out of Dodge, head back to our lovely, super populated city of Syracuse. Again, we're just letting our military experience tick up before going to war again. Because I want to let that military experience go to war, tick up that military experience before going to war, because I want to hire all 4, there are actually 4 mercenary bands here. There are 2 sitting there, 1 sitting here, 1 sitting here. Because I want to take all 4 of those, I want 40 military experience so that I can buy them all in one go. Then I will go to war with the island of Sardinia, the 2 nations there. They have lots of money, they gain lots of money, but they don't have the largest standing army. And if I buy all of the mercenaries really available to them out from under them, then I really just don't have to worry about them just using all those funds that they have and just buying a ton of mercenaries. I will turn Sardinia away instead of into tributaries. I will just give that land to feudatories. They'll start to convert those provinces, and all will be happier. Meanwhile, I kind of like the idea of building up war chests, buying a lot of mercenaries, using my mercenaries to fight my wars, letting me sit with my manpower really high, and using my own manpower kind of in times of troubles and needs. Looks like there's a cult, the cult to Tici. Lately, we have seen growing numbers of people following Tici, seeking the fortune of the gods. A priest and his small group of followers have arrived in Lilybam, looking for a new home for their cult. They promise good fortune, that our people will be taken care of if they are given some sizable funds to help in getting started. So, a freeman appears in Lilybam. We lose a bunch of gold, but they found a new religion. Or we have no room for cultists. We would lose 20 legitimacy and 10 popularity. Okay, well, I'll just do that. Hopefully there's not any super adverse effects. It's just one man, right? Although, that's, I think, what the Romans at one point said about Jesus, and just look at what that happened with that. We might need to think about getting more food here. Let's see, why are you below 50% happiness? Is there anything I can do to increase slave happiness in the region? I guess I can try to trade for something that increases slave happiness. What trade good increases slave happiness? Olives. Who has olives? You do. And you would trade with me. So I'm going to go ahead and entice some business investments in 2 years to try to get some olives. Then, once they're a little bit happier, I might move some more slaves to this region. Because if I move 5 more slaves, I'll get, what, another... I'll go ahead and move the slaves there now. Alright, so now I get... Yeah, so now I'm once again in the positive on food. Tell you what, I could also go for some inventions that help me out with the food crisis. I don't want to starve. And Sicily is a good nation to play tall. The reason I chose it is because it's one of the historic, just like, breadbaskets of the Mediterranean. Obviously, like, Egypt would be good too, but... And a lot of people I've seen, or at least heard of a lot of people, like, trying to play Crete very tall. Crete is a cool place to play super tall because you are kind of at this intersection between these 3 major powers. But there's not a ton of, if we look at our resources, there's, you know, there's fish, but there's not a ton of trade goods that really help you grow your population. You instead are reliant on a lot of grain, maybe from Egypt, maybe from Macedon. Whereas here in Sicily, you can kind of build up your own, you know, massive population with just the grain that you have in on your island itself. However, of course, there are some problems with that because, well, I'm already starting to hit kind of the point where I am outgrowing the amount of food I'm able to produce. Obviously, I want to keep this settlement a settlement. Unfortunately, I can't, you know, build more than 1 building here. Let's see, where else am I making grain? Here, and you are a fort. I think it's actually time to get rid of this fort and instead build a farming settlement. And then, do I have a farming settlement here too? I do. So I'll also maybe bring some more slaves here. Alright, so now I should be making lots more food per month. Plus that farming settlement will help out a lot as well. Alright, and we're going to import some wine, or export some wine. That's cool. Okay, so now we have that 40 military experience. I'm going to go ahead and hire all of these mercenaries. They're going to start taking a little bit of attrition. Let's check out our economy. We are still making 6 gold per month. That is great. This is golden. We are going to let their morale recover and then invade our former tributaries in Sardinia. Let's make sure we don't have a truce with them. No, we don't. Wait, are they no longer allies? No, they are still allies. Okay. So yeah, in the next episode, we are going to let these mercenary regiments regain their morale, and we are going to finally invade and take back what is rightfully should be ours, or at least should be our tributaries. They were once our subjects, and they will be again our subjects, because we are the very tall Sicilians. Anyway, that's where I'm going to have to call it quits for today. I hope you all are having a great day. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button. And hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. I'm pretty pleased with how this campaign is going so far. I'm having a ton of fun with it, and I hope to see you again on the next one.